no level of technology experience or coding or just manipulating things to be able to work for you will prepare you for being hungover and sitting in a kiosk at the FedEx Kinko's and trying to scan a couple things.
Did you feel like you went back to the 90s?
Well, it's funny because literally I haven't done anything like that since like 99, 2000, 2001 when we used to go make the flyers and do stuff for Gaslight. But I'm sitting here and I've worked on.
Maybe that's why you found that dude walking around today.
I've been working on Mac so long that like I'm sitting in this little kiosk and the meter's running. You put your debit card in and it charges you 55 cents per minute or some shit like that.
Super cheap if you can get it done fast.
But I was just struggling. I ended up getting that bitch up to $10 and I was just like, and I'm also hungover. And guys, this is they call us the Breeze, but we're a little hungover. We're going to talk about that, but there's only one way to do it. So let's get to it. It's episode 103. Let's go.
You're still on meth, Cheryl.
Go! Well, hey guys, welcome to another edition of They Call Us the Breeze. That is Bravo, Romeo, Echo, Sierra, live from the Tiger Cage. Every Thursday, right around 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can check us out live by going to YouTube and subscribing to Tiger Cage Media, our channel. And make sure you ring that little bell for those notifications.
Ding, 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 ding.
And
ding.
yeah, we're out here partying. Guys,
Party.
it's a party tonight.
Party.
It's a party. I've already had a few beers
time.
because, hair of the dog. But also because it is our 2-year anniversary today, ladies and gentlemen.
Ow.
It is our 2-year.
You know what?
I'm just going to hit this. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, guys. Our 2-year anniversary. Yep.
Thank everybody.
Thank you
that
for
watched.
riding with us.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Michelangelo said,
official 2-year anniversary, including the pilot. This is the 103rd episode, so you do the math out there, brainiacs. What did Michelangelo say?
patience.
Party on, dude.
Patience is genius. And this is
He also
2 years.
said, Michelangelo
He also said the
um,
Breeze are awesome. Listen to their podcast.
never
I
pay
do.
full price for late pizza.
Oh,
Yeah.
promo code. Shout out.
Yeah. So,
Can we talk about jumping back?
well, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff tonight, guys. Thank you so much for listening to us. This is the podcast of all podcasts. This is They Call Us the Breeze, Bravo, Romeo, Echo, Sierra. What do you want to lead off with tonight, buddy?
The fact that you came and you
A
told me
basic-
that there was a kid with Chuck Taylors.
Oh, my shirt brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
With
yeah.
some shorts on with the same Pup Dad t-shirt. That
the pup t-shirt
we
that
have
Ryan
both
and I
of,
both have
the
worn
the
on this
blue one with
podcast.
the purple. There's like a coffin. It's a cartoon drawing.
Yeah.
Whatever. This guy has it. Looks like Jeremy.
Well, so
No.
back to the intro. I'm going to FedEx Kinko's to scan something because who has a scanner anymore? And Ryan drew us up something that will be debuting here shortly. But a little logo action. So I had to go scan this thing, and I'm like, where the fuck? And he's like, well, probably one of those like FedEx Kinko's stores or whatever. There's one down on 4th Street, and I was like, I'm pretty sure there's still one right around Tyrone Mall area. So I go over there, like I said, I'm hungover, and I'm just trying to fucking monkey around and figure this shit. But I'm also like going in and like changing the settings because like the minimum DPI was, or the default DPI was like 300 pixels, and I was like, all right, we're gonna jack that shit up. And then they wanted you to save it as a PDF, and I was like, no, I need a PNG. So I'm in there trying to monkey around, and the like I said, the clock's ticking. Well, then I take that service road and do the dad loop underneath the little overpass, and then cut into the dad way that you've taught me on how to get back out to 22nd pretty quickly through that mall parking lot. And so I'm riding down that road, and I see a guy that looks like me in the distance. And he's got glasses on, dark
Did he
hair.
ask the directions to Kinko's?
And he's got the same pup t-shirt I have on that I've worn plenty of times on the show. Ryan's worn it once, even. We're shirt brothers in real life, too. And the dude's just like wearing shorts and chucks, and I'm like, from afar, I'm like, I think this is me. I think this is a glitch in the Matrix. And the dude's just walking back there in that back parking lot where no one's parked, you know what I mean? Where you take your little road out to 22nd. He's just out there, and I'm like, so I slow up, though, and I'm like, I got the same shirt, man. And he's like, sweet. And then,
So a couple things about this. Obviously, you opened
The
a
Matrix
portal.
broke.
You opened a portal when you went back to Kinko's.
yeah, because that was
That's
like the last time.
exactly the
yeah.
first thing that happened. And then you saw yourself a little bit further. And
Yeah, a
then
younger
also,
version of me,
why
yeah.
would he be hanging around within a mile radius of all this and not downtown? You know,
If he comes walking down this road,
all I
and
got to
up this
say is
driveway-
that we are in multiple simulations.
if he comes walking up this driveway right now with a MacBook Pro circa 2007 in a case,
Yeah, right, dude. He's like, and playing a Gaslight
With a lightning
Edition
hat on?
song. Oh,
No, with a Hattie B's hat. It'll
Yeah,
be like,
right.
that'll be too weird.
dude, I'm just saying.
it's kind of freaky if you think about it.
Yeah, we got a huge show for you tonight, guys. Celebrity birthdays. Dad is in the single digits again. He is only 9 points behind Ryan, and Ryan goes first tonight.
Creeping up on my coat.
And like I said, like he said, I mean, hopefully he didn't cheat, but you never know. We'll see. We'll see when the time gets
Why,
here.
you got
Well,
those
he's
two on
had-
there?
We're throwing some stuff at Dad to see if it sticks tonight. We're gonna have some roundtable discussions tonight. Let's talk about first job and worst job later on this evening. Ryan has
I
another.
do have to tell you, on the way to work, I thought, okay, when I get a chance. But I was the only one there today.
Yeah.
You know, of us, me and the two Johns
Yeah.
or whatever. I was like, I'll look up, see what Harrison Ford and Patrick Stewart's birthdays are, because I know Jeremy knows who they are, and he knows I'd probably know who they are. So he's probably going to use those two. And then right off the bat, I just got so busy painting
So-
and running around.
So
and
you're
I'm like,
admitting to cheating.
We mentioned this on YouTube before we actually started rolling. But yeah, Dad said he was coming out of the bathroom after taking a shower this morning, and Mom had the news on. He heard that it was their birthdays, but Mom went ahead and muted the sound on the sound bar for a minute just so he couldn't hear. But then he tries to go. He has the conscious wherewithal to try to attempt to look it up when he gets to where he's going. But then thankfully he's distracted as soon as he gets out of the truck with whatever work and
Here, I'll pull it up for you. You haven't gotten the job done yet.
pull it up.
And I didn't even think about it. Patrick Stewart, isn't he? Is he English or something? He's not American, right?
No,
he's English. He's British.
You say Patrick?
Patrick
Stewart.
Stewart. Patrick Stewart.
He's old. He's an older guy.
He played Professor Xavier in the first couple X-Men movies.
Oh, yes,
He's
you
in
said
Harry
Patrick
Potter,
Wilson.
or he's in Lord of the Rings, I think. And then he's also
He's English, right?
Captain Luke, Jean-Luc Picard from Star Trek.
Did you say Patrick Stewart or Patrick Wilson?
No. Patrick Stewart. Stewart.
yeah.
Blow the lid off the joint. Yeah.
You know, Mark Wilson's daughter
That's
is
why I thought they would mention it on Fox because Patrick Wilson.
Mark Wilson's daughter's in that new Patrick Wilson
movie.
movie.
Oh, the Insidious, Red Door, whatever.
The whole Wilson thing is starting to turn into an Abbott and Costello routine between you two. Like Ryan's always like, I thought we were talking about Patrick Wilson.
You know, rep the hometown, Remy.
I know. If you guys don't know Patrick Wilson, just make sure you go out and watch The Founder. He's the
Yes.
dude. He's the dude. Michael
Introduces
Keaton,
the,
Ray Kroc. Ray
milkshake.
Kroc steals that dude's wife away from him, and she's played by Velma from Scooby Doo. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't have.
They
her
come
name.
up with the powdered milkshake.
I'll tell you what. I don't know about you, Rye, but
Feeling pretty painful.
getting out of bed today was a hassle. I could, as soon as my fucking feet hit the ground. And I know, like any workout, if you do a workout and you haven't worked out in a little while, it's always the second day that's worse. So I can only imagine what tomorrow is going to bring.
You must exercise more, sir.
But it wasn't just because of the hangover. And here's why I think I had the hangover, because I did the calculations on the drinks. We went to the bar first. We had 3 tall boys and 2 shots over the course of 2 hours, which is nothing for us. And then we went to the bowling alley, and I think I probably only had about 5 pints out of the pitcher, maybe.
What bowling alley did you guys go
over a
to? Nice.
3-hour period. Yeah, over sunrise. Over a 3-hour period, I only had about 5 pints. So, like, what the fuck? But here's what I think it was. It was draft beer. And I never drink draft beer.
You don't like it? I always do.
And there's
if they have
something
it.
in draft beer that just gives me a fucking hangover.
Really?
So not only that sucked when I woke up a little bit earlier today, just literally, what's 3 o'clock now? I woke up at 11, so 4 hours ago, and I got some shit done. But yeah, of course, whenever I bowl, I do the kick. You know what I mean? I do that leg kick. Mm-hmm. So my ass, my glutes, my thighs, everything's just burning right now. But we had a good ass time, man.
Dude, I
We
actually
bowled the fuck out of ourselves.
unlocked, I think, another
Mom
level.
kinda
Of
kicks her-
what I can do.
Mom kicks her leg. Used to kick
Yeah.
her leg when she bowled.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
Well,
You saying I'm a Nancy?
No. I mean, just some people do. I've
I
seen a
started
few
to
people that
kick
do
my
that.
leg last night. Actually,
It gives me
Very
balance
focused.
when I'm doing, and I've seen Pro Bowlers do it, but it's something, it just came naturally. I didn't try to emulate that, but it felt right when I was trying to hurl something, because I don't have any spin. Ryan will tell you, I got no spin. But yeah, so the boys and us, we decided to try to start like a once a month thing where we go to the open bowl from 9 to midnight, basically. And it's like $13, including shoes, per person. So you just literally, and we had 2 different lanes going. Me and Benson were on one lane. Ryan and Mayo and our buddy Pablo from work were on a different lane. And we, for 2.5 hours, if it's just 2 and 3 guys on a lane.
Yeah, we got some games in,
Get
man.
some games
I bought a 158.
So they charge you by the hour or charge you by
No,
the
No,
time?
it's a
13
3-hour
bucks for
block from
3
9
hours.
p.m. to midnight when they
Oh.
close.
Include shoes, $13.
And I don't know how much pitchers were. I threw Sid a 20, and she,
Yeah,
she
I
had
think
a couple pitchers there.
I think it was $20 for a pitcher.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
I was like,
When do you guys do that? You should call me.
no, we did it like 2 years ago, twice in 2 months, and we just
You just
stopped
do it on
doing
a whim now?
But we just decided this. We're like, we should do this, guys, because me, Ryan, and Mayo all open at work, so we're the first ones out at work on Wednesdays. And it starts at 9, so we even got out super early. Like I said, we went to the bar. It was a good time. But man, just all the pains, because I throw a 14-pound ball. That's what I like, with a nice wide
man.
grip. And I don't palm it. I grip that ball, and I just try to chuck that bitch halfway down the boards as fast as I fucking can. Try to hit either side of the pin, and I'm good to go. And some games are not great. Me and Benson basically played against each other all night. I think I beat him twice, maybe. I know I beat him once, and it was a very low scoring game for both of us. But Dad, I bowled a 180 last night, dude.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I think pretty much every frame except for one, and then the back end of the 10th frame, I either got a spare or a strike. And I think I probably had about 4 strikes total. So everything I was cleaning up everything. Like, no matter
dialed
what.
in. I was starting to get dialed in. I had
What was
this
your
sweet
what was your-
13-pound creamsicle. Shout out! Did you see that they printed Tom Brady's creamsicle jersey?
Yeah,
They probably did it last year.
Well, no,
they said
released a
that
new line.
he's never played in creamsicle. They said, I don't think.
Yeah, but they talked about last year. They talked about they were bringing that color back.
And then I
So they
gotcha.
probably
So
had
they
them
probably-
printed already.
True. Okay.
Don't
Yeah,
read
so
into that.
What was your
I
hot-
saw the rack of 12 jerseys. They're
was-
probably going to be.
But my high score.
They are probably not going to be very expensive. They'll go on the clearance racks.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Okay.
Speaking of bowling, yeah,
158.
158. That's pretty
Yeah,
damn
it
good
was
too.
pretty good. I started to really find
Find the groove.
Find the groove.
Well, I
if you
think for
will.
me, it's like I hit that perfect peak of like, this is the 4th game I played, and I've had 4 beers, and I'm like, this
Yeah.
is like because when I play pool and darts,
You see Ryan's birthday score.
nope, Ryan, you're in the single digits,
Ryan's.
287.
Yeah, add 2 to that. That's my high bowling score.
You've had a 289.
All right, hot shot.
Damn.
I've seen him do it. I've seen this guy bowl multiple strikes, and I thought Parker. I stayed on the lane with him and I was easily any game that I didn't win against him. I was only like 30 points behind him, at the end. But he's been going like once a month at least, and he's like, yeah, or I don't know. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we had fun.
But like I said, that
that
draft
one lane
beer-
started messing up.
that
though.
draft beer. Yeah, we had to move lanes because that one lane messed up. Yeah.
I
anyway,
felt bad. I was spilling beer. The guy's like, "You're spilling a lot." I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." He's like,
those
"It happens all the
pitchers,
time."
those pitchers suck the way they're set up. Like they.
Oh, you're spilling beer without a doubt. The first pour,
Yeah.
maybe first
Sunrise?
1 through 3 pours,
yeah,
you're spilling.
if it's
They're
it's
the heavy glass ones too, aren't they?
No, they're plastic
No, they're
with
the
like these
plastic
little
ones,
ice
so they just
chambers
run
in the
down
bottom.
the
But when
bottom.
if it's a full fucking pitcher and you can't get like a good sideways ass pour, it's just a poorly designed spout and it just runs. So I was just pouring it on the table. The first
Yeah.
like 2 beers I tried to fill up from it. I mean, there's nothing I could do, and I'm like, I'm not gonna feel bad about this because I mean it's y'all's pitchers, but
But where I see an opportunity. We
Yeah.
should become the beer cleaning boys.
well, I'll bet when the merch comes out here very soon that Ryan and I are working so hard on. Stay tuned for. I didn't mean to say hard on. I'm sorry. Stay tuned for more info on that once we get that up and running. But they do have all sorts of fucking products, so we could just buy like 30 pitchers for them and just be like, yo, and they have our faces on them. And they're just dad's
Yeah.
face with a cowboy hat, and that's the fucking. picture.
I was greasing Brian last night. Him and I.
Brian and Ryan had a little bromance going
We
on
hit it
last
off.
night.
He's
yeah.
like, I'm the better son. I was like, okay, I
He was
got
the guy
you.
that,
I
you know,
got you.
Whiskey
buddy.
for my
Thank you,
men,
sir.
beers for my horses.
he's the guy that took our money and gave us our shoes and all that stuff, and he's the one that helped us figure out how to switch lanes when the one lane broke down, and he, we had 2 lanes.
that?
So, yeah, I don't.
The guy working.
Oh, the guy that worked there.
deal.
Brian.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brian at Sunrise
Shout
Lane.
out to Brian at
Pin tender, we
Yeah,
called
good
him.
man.
Pin tender. He was an every tender, everything but the bartender. Kayla was over there, texting her boyfriend Chad and serving us.
And we
pitchers
saw
of beer.
Brenda there.
We did see.
Was she
Nah,
with
she's-
Crosley?
She was probably up in
Nah.
Bartow bowling. Though,
She
last
probably
night.
was.
Was little Kyle in the playroom?
How far is that bowling alley from Honeymooners? I think it's only like a 8-minute drive.
I'm not sure, but I feel like bowling is a midweek sport.
Well, yeah. I mean,
You know,
the weekend,
you can't
the
do it on a
weekends, there's
Monday
so
because
many-
you're catching up. You can't do it on Tuesday because you're
Well, and then the
maintaining.
weekends are so busy, and then you got to deal with like galactic bowling.
When did you have your
know.
leagues? Wednesdays, Thursdays,
Um,
or Thursday nights? Are
our
pretty
main
good
our main one was
weeknights.
Monday night league, and then we when we bowled in a when me and Mom and Bob and Marg Beach bowled in a Friday night mixed league. It was out there at Beaver Creek, so that was Friday nights. But generally we always bowled on Monday nights.
Okay.
Well, there used to be. I remember there used to be the like daycare kids center. And
Well, that was in Florida. Now in Florida,
That's
that
That was
was
Sunrise
Ohio.
Lane.
That was
been-
in Dayton.
Oh, okay.
In Florida, we bowled on Fridays.
Well, they had that daycare
Over there at
thing
that
where they'd play like
sunshine that burnt down.
they'd
Yep.
play TV and
What
they'd
all
have
did
toys.
you guys do in there? I don't.
We would
even
just
know.
hang out and play with toys and color and watch shit on TV.
Because
Oh,
I
no.
would be like, Mom would just take
We're
you guys
sneaking
in there, and
beers.
I'm like,
we'd sneak out. I mean, like we'd try to get out. We'd go run up to you guys at your lane. You'd be like, "What the fuck? Come on, guys!"
Yeah, we tried to little rascal and put ourselves on top of each other's shoulders and buy a beer.
and buy a beer and rent a lane.
and you,
yeah.
where-
They're
where-
like,
where
"What
do you-
size are you?" We're like, "What?"
So Adam was at the bottom. So Adam was at the bottom, and he
So,
had to
so
pick
you
up
guys
the ball.
would be like, "Excuse me, where's the coat? Where do you keep your coat rack? Oh, it's down that hallway on the right.
We found a
okay,
coat
find the longest coat.
Yep.
and we'll
Yep.
We
stack
found a
it.
duster. Adam was at the bottom. He would be in charge of picking up the ball from the rack, and then he'd pass it up to me, and I would shove it up a little further, and then Rai would grab it with his tiny little arm. So we had we put the wrong kid on top
'Cause I
He had,
couldn't
like tiny
talk.
little T-Rex arms basically. And then we just imagine trying to fucking hurl a 12-pound ball down a lane.
Imagine getting the youngest.
We'd
kid
fall off
drunk.
each other every single throw. We'd have to reassemble every
And then
single
when you
throw.
fall over on the lane, they'd be like looking at Adam's ass and legs, saying he should work out more on his upper body
Yeah,
than he does.
come
Look how
on.
big his lower body is.
Yeah, we did not think that through very well. Guys, this is They Call Us the Breeze. We're going to be right back with some celebrity birthdays. Thank you so much for hanging out with us for our 2nd year anniversary. This is 2 years for us,
else?
guys. You know what I'm
See you in a
saying?
minute.
We love it.
Fireworks.
Yeah. All right, guys. Don't go anywhere, Dad. What do you say?
See you in a minute.
Ryan.
I'm gonna get some sparklers
Let's
for
do
us,
some
guys.
Yeah. Let's keep the fireworks going that have been going for the last week and a half. Jesus Christ. We'll be right back, guys. Bye.
Love her.
Can you see him?
October 11th, October 12th, and 13th, and 14th, I was intoxicated. I drank all of those days. I drank.
I would love nothing more.
Well, hey guys, welcome back. Segment 2 of episode 103, our 2-year anniversary. Thank you guys for being with us now and forever and always. We appreciate it. Love you. Love you. XOXO. Capital X. Capital O, capital X, capital O. Guys, this is They Call Us the Breeze. Speaking of capital, that's capital B for Bravo, Romeo, Echo, Sierra, live from the Tiger Cage. Hanging out here every Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on YouTube on our channel, Tiger Cage Media. So make sure you subscribe to that and ring that little bell to get the notifications
Ding, ding, ding,
when we
ding,
come
ding,
on
ding,
live.
ding.
This one for July 13th, the year of our Lord 2023. which brings up a very good point. What's tomorrow, Ryan?
July 14th.
My daddy gets out of jail on July 14th.
Oh,
I will get to
Con
meet my
Air?
daddy for the first time
Nick
ever
Cage.
on July 14th. Tomorrow is Con Air Day, guys. So happy Con Air for it's literally a thing.
Yeah, I
it's
bet.
It's
I
an
mean-
online holiday, but like everyone posts memes and everybody, like that meme of him when he first steps off the fucking
And he has the beater
truck.
on, the white beater,
Yeah, and
or
he's
the
got
white
the
white
fucking-
beater.
the wind's blowing his hair, and he's just like-
that's how I'm gonna go to work tomorrow.
Cameron Poe
That's how I'm gonna go to work tomorrow.
with the wife beater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you put the bunny back in the box?
Why didn't you put the bunny back?
And I'm
in
just
the
gonna
box?
hold a pink bunny everywhere.
That'd be great.
Be like, can you guys
Well,
follow me?
Happy
Just
Con.
put the bunny down.
You guys are if you guys are listening this on Monday when you get the podcast wherever you get your podcast drip. I hope you had an awesome Con Air day. All right, guys. Without further ado, Dad is only down 9 points behind Ryan. He is in the single-digit territory of celebrity birthdays, and he said
He's
he
watched
had-
a little film
he
already
had,
on.
he had opportunity to
the
cheat,
game
but he
day.
said he didn't. But we're only going to find out one way. So yeah, let's get to it. It's time for celebrity birthdays. This one, like I said, for July 13th, 2023.
Happy birthday! This is your birthday! Your birthday!
Yay!
Happy fucking birthday!
There's no birthday party for you here.
All right.
Now, to be honest, you have had 7 hours to think about maybe one of these birthdays that are.
Yeah.
gonna
Well, I
pop
know
up.
Patrick Stewart's kind of old, right?
Well, we'll get to him as we get to him.
And
Ryan,
Harrison
avert
Ford
your eyes.
would be.
All right, well, let me get to it. Ryan, avert your eyes, pervert. First birthday we have up for you, and it's Ryan's Go First. This guy just came out with another movie of a franchise that was back from the 70s, 80s, you know what I mean? 80s. Yeah, he played Han Solo in Star Wars. Dad's right. It's Harrison Ford's birthday today, ladies and gentlemen.
I think Harrison Ford's like 65.
Raiders of the Lost Ark is the first one I ever saw him in. And he's already old. What did you say, 85?
65.
65. He's 60. No, wait a minute. He's older than that, but
Ryan said 65. He's
Mhm.
older than that, Dad said.
yeah, but I want to try to hit the double bubble.
Well, think about it. He played Han Solo in like 78 in Star Wars, the first Star Wars, in 78. And
Yeah.
then in the 80s, he
Oh,
was Indiana
damn it.
Jones. And he was a good age in Indy, He was a...
Because I was guessing he was probably going to. He's in his 70s, or if not early 80s.
Just pick one.
Because he married. Well, he married her, right? What's her name from?
Not Goldie Hawn, right?
No. That Ally McBeal from that.
Calista Flockhart, yeah.
Yeah, a long time ago.
good
And me and Mom
Good
used to watch
snag,
that.
Harrison.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say he's 82.
Fuck, you were so close, dude. He's 81 today.
I should have cheated. I knew he was older than
shit.
Deflategate over
Dad
here.
gets it. Dad gets the point.
Well, because he made that new movie, you see him in the Smart News every now and then.
Right.
And I see their ages from time to time, and I just don't
Right.
think about it.
Yeah. I listen to the radio every day, and I've heard his age about 3 times today already.
Teresa.
All right, here we
27
go.
down.
Next birthday, Dad's up first. This guy started out, he was just a doctor. Judd Apatow, and I think Judd Apatow's wife was pregnant, and they went and saw this guy, and he just was funny, and somehow Judd Apatow was like,
Is it
yo,
Leslie Chow?
I'm making a fucking movie called Knocked Up, and I'd love to have you be the fucking OBGYN for the pregnancy, like in the movie.
Is that the guy that's
He's
on
in the Masked
mu-
Singer.
Okay, that doctor.
He
the
has his own
comedian.
doctor
He was
show.
a comedian too, right?
Yeah.
Well, no,
he's
he was
in
a doctor
Hangover,
first,
right?
and then Judd Apatow was like, yo, I need you to play the OBGYN and Knocked Up, and then he plays Leslie Chow in all 3 of the Hangover movies.
He's closer to what he
A
said.
very
There's-
happy fucking birthday goes out to Ken Jeong
I'll
today.
give him 65.
Yeah, I would give him like 59.
All right. Dad said 65. Ryan. Happy birthday, Ken Jeong. Dad said 65. Ryan said 59.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Ryan's going to get it. He is 54 today.
Wow,
But yeah, what luck, man. He was literally just a doctor, and then
he was.
And then Judd Apatow was like, yo, I'm going to...
You're funny.
You're
I
funny.
like you.
I want you on my film. And then Hangover happened. He became Leslie Chow. And then Masked Singer happened. And What?
I didn't know how he got into.
I
comedy.
wonder if he
that's
shot his
exactly
shot.
how that shit went.
I knew
wonder
he
if-
was a doctor, though.
I wonder if he shot his shot knowing it was Judd Apatow.
No,
a little
he-
bit.
I read an interview when he first came out, and he's like, I had no idea that any of this was going to happen.
Oh,
I didn't
so this is
try for any of
serendipity
this.
is-
I didn't
okay.
ask for any of this. This just kind of happened, and now I'm kind of
That's
a celebrity, and like, and that's just live your life out there. Be funny, be a nice person, and you never know who
what
you might
happens.
run into.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. Third birthday we have up for you, Dad. You nailed it again. He played Captain Jean-Luc Picard in the Star Wars, or not Star Wars, sorry. God, don't beat me up. The nerds are already posting online. But in the Star Trek series, The Next Generation, I believe is what it was called, because it wasn't the original Captain Kirk, which was played by, Shatner. This was the next one. The bald guy who also plays Professor Xavier in the first few X-Men movies. He also played somebody in somebody in Lord of the Rings, or was it
yeah.
Probably.
Oh yeah. He played
He
Gandalf.
does a lot of
Yeah.
old English
Very
stuff.
happy birthday goes out to Mr. Patrick Stewart.
I'm going to guess he's got to be like...
Well, Ryan's up first.
I'm gonna say he's probably like 81 years old.
That's real close, but I'm going to go 82.
All right. Dad is going to go 82.
And I go 81.
Do
Dad's
you want to
gonna
raise
get it.
your bid?
Dad's going to get it. He is 83 today, actually.
Dang,
so happy
son.
birthday goes out to Patrick Stewart.
Dancing around that double.
We should,
Yeah.
instead of going up one or down one, we should go up 2 or 3.
All right. Next guy up for you. Ryan, you love him from a show that we've watched together plenty of times. Mr. Show. Speaking of a show. He's one of
tell
the...
Mom, you cost me 2 double bubbles.
One of the
to-
main guys that have been through the thick and thin of it with those guys. Then he was kind of propelled into this weird situation as a voiceover actor where he went and did a pilot for a lovable cartoon character, and it just kind of... And we're back, and it's a very happy birthday to the guy who does SpongeBob SquarePants. He does SpongeBob. He does all sorts of fucking tunes for Nick, and he started out, I think, on the sketch comedy show, Mr. Show, with Bob and
He's
David.
probably like 58.
Tom Kenny. Happy birthday goes out to Tom Kenny.
He's probably like 58.
I have no idea who he is.
He hung
So
Guy-
around.
I'll
yeah.
go...
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
Well, SpongeBob's been on a long time,
it is
right?
Dad's turn, but Ryan said 58 already, so we got to clock that.
Yeah, so... and SpongeBob's been on for...
And this
15 years
this guy's been
probably, right?
the sketch
longer,
comedy show he
30.
was on. The sketch comedy show he was on HBO was like the mid 90s.
Yeah, would you say 58?
mm-hmm.
Let's say 60.
Almost a double bubble again. Dad, 61 years old is Tom
Damn it!
Kenny.
So I went up 2.
Well, you said 2 or 3.
Just
Yeah.
keep
So
robbing
what-
yourself. All right, final birthday we have up for you. God, I love.
I'll go first since
love-
you went first. accidentally.
Okay, that'll work.
Yeah, I mean,
Fair is fair
This
and
is your
love and
land.
war.
This is
I
your
tell you,
land.
I tell you. Yeah, he doesn't need a flag to do that.
This is your...
But yeah, this next guy, love the movies. At least 5 of them, but there are so many more than that. Never owned the comedy records, but I heard in the album there was a huge joint paper that you could roll up the fattest
The Cheech
joint
and Chong
ever.
boys?
Cheech and Chong.
My mama sucked it to me, tried to tell me how to live. Da-da-da-da-da-da. But I don't listen to her because my head is like a sieve.
They're both old.
They're both old, but the littlest one, Mr. Cheech Marin. Happy birthday goes out to Cheech Marin today.
Guy's got to be about 84.
Locking 84 in.
Yeah.
Dude, he's the Paul of the Lennon group. He's done more than Chong.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For
I mean, Chong was
sure.
on 70s show.
Well,
but-
Chong's been on lately because of the 70s show running that photomat booth.
What'd you say?
84.
I'm gonna say he's 82, man.
You think he's 82?
Yeah.
I'm a sex machine. Ryan's gonna get it. He's 77 today. You guys
Really?
went way over. Happy birthday to him. Oh, not that one. Not that one. JT. God damn it.
What up, Council? I am JT Parker.
Yay!
Well, I'm thinking I listened to Church of Chong right out of high school. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Man,
yeah.
you left.
That shit
Like
is
there was
funny.
like four extra points if you're
A true believer.
a year
Hey,
off.
man, what
on
you
a lot of
trying to
those,
say?
man. But you gained a little bit. Did he gain? He gained on that.
man. Oh man, I just gave you like 3 hits of acid,
Whoa, man, that's the most acid I've
Oh,
ever seen
man.
anybody take.
You
man.
took all 3 of them, man.
What's your name? Pedro Lapate. What's your name? What? He's like, what's your birthday? Isn't it right there on the driver's license, man?
Yeah, right there on the driver's license, man. Should be right
I think he said his name is Ralph. Yeah, that shit, man. Yeah, do yourself a favor. Go watch Up and Smoke and Still Smoking. Those are the two, like you can go watch
Which one's
nice.
where they spray painted the weed onto the outside of the van?
That's Up and Smoke.
And the muffler
Yeah,
cup.
And they go to the
get
punk
that
rock
all
show, and the
fu-
cops
yeah.
start smelling it, and then
They're
they
in the
start.
yeah.
They accidentally like all the exhaust is burning into the vent of the club, and they start selling like hamburgers and hot dogs like crazy, and everybody's
I
just.
don't remember that, but I remember the exhaust is what caused all the problems.
Well, they go pick up that van on accident because they're like it's mistaken identity, and they're just in the right place at the wrong time, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, that's us, man." And they drive off with this van that's fully coated in a paint that is made from marijuana, so that it can be like scraped off and harvested. I guess it was a way to mule
transport it without it.
Such a stupid idea, but those guys were pretty fun. Anyway, all right. So tonight we want to talk about something.
Those were your Jay and Silent Bobs of our generation.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I got into them before I got into Clerks, also myself. So that was a good time. But something I wanted to talk to you guys about tonight. Now, I every once in a while your job gets frustrating, and you have to look back and see like the paycheck, or you have to look back on an app and see, okay, this is
Or
how much
count to
money.
3.
This is how much money I made last month. All right, I don't rage quit or do anything stupid. Just you're having a bad moment. Time to take a step back. Sometimes it's hard to take a step back just by looking at the numbers. Sometimes you need to go back, way back in the reels of time in your mind, and think about maybe the worst job you've ever had, and be like, is this as bad as that job? And so I run it around because I've never had this conversation with you, Dad. I've certainly never had this conversation with you, Ryan. I'm not sure what your first job is. I would guess it's either Publix or Panera, but we'll get into that in this little round table discussion. So we'll start with oldest to youngest. You guys want to go oldest to
Yeah,
youngest?
my first job was, working at Kmart.
That's what I thought.
Because I was in high school when I worked there.
Right. And you say about what, 16, 15, something
No, 18.
18?
Well,
child labor laws were different then.
Well,
back in the early 1900s, right?
My birthday's in November, so November of my senior year of high school, I turned 18.
Okay.
So I was 17 when we moved from Tennessee down to Bradenton.
Yeah, Bradenton.
And then, so I was wanting to find a job, to do during the summertime or till school started.
Yeah.
And then, so I found a job at Kmart, and I worked out in the garden center or whatever. And they're like, so what are your
qualifications?
How many classes do you have to take when you go to school, when school starts? I said, I only have to have 4 credits to graduate. I've got all the credits I need except for these 4, and I'll be done with those by noon. They go, well, if you want to come in at noon, so many days a week.
God, it seems like even such a great brand like that was so mom and pop back in the day too.
You can come in if you want to work Saturday and Sunday or whatever, and then 3 days a week. We'll get you 40 hours a week.
Whoa.
While I'm in high school.
Well, if you were 18, that makes sense. That's fine. Yeah, because
so I worked full time.
They can't do that if you were fucking 16.
When I was a senior in high school, I had my own Blue Cross Blue Shield health insurance. And a paycheck and
smile, listeners, the smile he has on his face right now.
Well,
and
so I've been working since 1978. I've been working full time and have had full health coverage since I was before I was a senior in high school.
Look at
Actually.
you, Calvin.
You've been ticking that Social Security up since then.
Yep.
All right. So worst job, Dad. Worst job.
Probably.
Don't say father, because I'll wring your neck.
That didn't even cross my mind until you just said it. I'll remember it for later. Yeah. Well, that's
Wanted
not
to
it.
quit on several
Just like,
occasions.
just literally just like, fuck this, man.
Wanted to put my 2 weeks notice in.
Worst job. I'd say probably the most
He's trying
stressful.
so hard to make sure
I
he,
don't really had any worse jobs, but I
One
worked
you
at,
cared for
I
the
worked at
least.
a printing company where I had to throw paper,
Yeah.
which is like sheets of paper about the size of that.
How far did you throw it?
Alro steel.
So you were like warehouse
Well, no,
in the
you're
office?
just throwing paper. It's
Yeah.
stacks. It's reams of paper the size of that cut
Right.
already.
Yeah.
You know, to go into a back end of a printing press.
Just hard labor. Just
Yeah. Well,
chucking
so you're picking it up. You're picking that paper up a stack this thick.
500 sheets probably, and
Well, however many you
Yeah.
can get in between those fingers or whatever, and you're taking it off of this.
make sure you go to
You're
the
taking
Tiger
it off
Cage
of this
Media
pile and you're
YouTube.
putting it on that pile, and you're doing this to get air in between the sheets, 'cause-
Right.
So that they'll move, because
Right.
they got to be straight in this corner when you load it onto that press.
And that's just tedious as shit.
Yeah, and
That's
it's
why they're
heavy.
building
I mean,
robots.
you're doing that.
No, yeah, it's like you're baling hay, but you're also, like
It's heavy. I mean, it's nonstop. You're going from right there to right there, right there.
probably
And when
great
it-
on the
when-
lower back too.
Well, and I have to
That's
say,
exactly why I would call that the worst job, because
Yeah.
I was just throwing paper.
Yeah.
I was the helper on the back end of the printing press. The guys that I worked with were great. The company was nice, but after 2 weeks, it was like, this is going to kill me.
Kind of sucks.
Because I had just gotten in a car wreck with Jimmy King, like not.
were you
a
guys
month
trying to
before
ramp?
that.
You guys were trying to ramp a Shore Acres Bridge or something?
Yeah, we were trying to do like a
Dukes
a
of
movie.
Hazzard.
Tom Cruise was in town, and he wanted doing his Church of Scientology thing. Hey, can I get some stunt?
He's over there in Clearwater.
Yeah,
yeah
you're
he's
like-
over there in
So we
Clearwater.
tried to do a
You
stunt in
guys tried to
Jimmy's.
film a video and
We
send
tried
it
to do
in.
a stunt in Jimmy's little blue Datsun metal pickup truck thing. The guy T-boned us.
Well, you heard it here first, guys. Dad's pick for first job was obviously, not a pick. It is his first job, the Kmart in Bradenton. His worst job was probably just throwing reams of paper at an awkward position over and over and over again, which only does harm on the body. We're going to get into mine and Ryan's after this little commercial break. So stick around and you'll hear the rest of the first job, worst job segment. And then, like I said, at the bottom of the hour, we have Guess That Business. Ryan coming back with some hotness. And we're just going to keep having fun here on our 2-year anniversary, guys, of They
2
Call
years.
Us the Breeze. That's right. 2.
I'm drunk right now.
Hell yeah. Guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Take a little halftime break. Dad, what do you say?
See you in a minute.
All right.
See you in a
See
minute.
you in a
Champagne
minute.
reps here. I
See
got to
you.
go meet him out at the end of the driveway. I'll
Yeah.
be right back.
All right, go. Don't drop that. Don't drop
Don't
that
break glass
shit.
on the driveway. You'll puncture the tire in Mom's car, and we got to drive to Savannah tomorrow.
All right, we'll be back, guys. Bye.
What up, Council? I am JT Park. All I need is some tasty waves, cool buzz, and I'm fine.
Guys, welcome back to segment 3 of They Call Us the Breeze, episode 103. That's Bravo Romeo Echo Sierra, live from the Tiger Cage. This one, every Thursday, 3 p.m.
tiger
Eastern
going to
Standard Time. Make sure you go to Facebook.com/They Call Us the Breeze and, like our page over there so you see all our cool memes and stuff that we come up with. Also, make sure you are subscribed to our channel on YouTube, Tiger Cage Media, and you're ringing that little bell so you get all those
Ding, ding, ding,
notifications.
ding, ding, ding,
Yeah,
ding.
just good stuff out here. More stuff to come. Hopefully this week, man. I've been slaving over some shit, and it's not going according to plan. But it's for you guys out there, and it will be hopefully out in a
Slavin'.
week. Slavin. I thought his name was Munson.
Rick Slavin.
Rick
I
Slavin.
thought his name was Munson.
Ladies
Anyway.
and gentlemen.
To continue the conversation before the break, we were doing first job, worst job. Now, Dad's first job was Kmart in Bradenton. His worst job was probably just baling tons of reams of paper. Like,
Throwing
I mean,
some
just
paper.
Throwing paper.
factory.
We call
Bad
it
for the
throwing
lower
paper
back.
in a printing press.
Bad for the lower back, exactly.
Yep.
And then you moved on from there, and then you worked 27 years at the job before you retired. Now you're back working again, and life goes on. But my first job, because we're going to get into me, and then we're going to do Ryan next. We decided to age before beauty.
Overall life.
My first job, it's weird because you said your first job was about 18, and I would have expected Ty.
No, 17.
I would have expected Ty to be on your ass a little earlier than that to get.
No. I mean that job at Kmart was on the books, paying Social Security. Growing up on a farm, you worked in Tennessee off the books.
Fair.
We hauled hay.
Yeah.
Anytime there was hay to be hauled, us guys up on the mountain, Tim McGraw. There was like about 5 of us, there'd be like Randy, and if Randy and Greg maybe.
Now let me ask you this:
Billy Hale, Dylan Simmons.
We already did your
Billy Hale and those guys. We had a crew. Mark Settles, he would be in the crew, and then Tim McGraw, and then we all hauled hay together.
Okay, right on. Yeah. No, I believe you. Yeah. Like
not the Tim McGraw you're thinking of out there. I'm saying
on the books.
Land.
On the books. I'm surprised you didn't have a job on the books earlier, but you were probably used for the farm purposes. Me, in my case.
And we got paid. I mean,
I'm surprised.
People paid us to work on their farms.
I haven't done it in a while. I'm doing it.
You go.
Dad, please shut up. Please shut up.
No, I just meant to say that not our farm. They knew that we were a crew and
They'd hire you out. Hire you out. Yeah.
People would pay us.
So my first job was surprising because I got it at the age of 14, and as I was, growing up, once I was 12, I started to have the looming fear of having to get a job because I only figured you would be like, once, 16 came around, you'd be like, get your ass out there and get a job.
Good parents.
Which I would have said to my kid.
Mm-hmm. If you want to drive.
Do you remember maybe being surprised at all or anything when I came home and she was like, got a job at Publix, Dad, at the age of 14? Without even talking about it with you guys. Like, I just went and applied for a job at Publix and got the job. And the only reason I did this was because I was jamming with Josh Harris, and he was my drummer. And that's what we'd been doing all summer long. And then finally, he's like, I'm going to go get a job. And I was like, well, what the fuck am I going to do? Like, if you're going to be working, I was like, can I go with you? He's like, yeah, get in the car. So we drove up there to Publix, and I applied because he applied, and they put us like on opposite shifts.
Which Publix?
The Roosevelt one, remember? And
same one Adam
So
did.
at 14, you would think you were supposed to be a bagger. There's no way you could be a checker at 14. Well, I looked a little bit older, I guess, and they literally were just like, you have to be 16 to be a checker, but we can pass you off. We need a checker. And I was like, all right, I'd way rather do that than go get shopping carts and go do, bagging.
Register?
I was at the register.
Man, you've
to
lived
start.
such a premium life. You're such a spoiled kid, I
It's
swear.
white privilege,
And
dude.
Adam ran
It's
a
white.
register as well, right?
I started on the register. I think they made me train for the first week. I did bagging for 3 days, and then I was behind the lady for 2 days, and then I was good to go. And I used to open that bitch on Saturdays or Sundays.
Dude, it's high.
I don't remember.
It's
It
high
was
intensity stuff.
they would alternate me, and
you worked there too, right?
Middle.
My favorite memory of this job, this first job, was, and it wasn't the worst job, and they wouldn't let you work more than 18 hours a week because you're fucking
The law.
14, But so my favorite part of this was I used to open, and I was one of the only 2 registers open on Saturday or Sunday. They would alternate me. Sunday would be hilarious because there'd be nothing until that hour where you can finally get beer sales, and then everybody was in line getting ready to go watch the Bucks game.
Church
You know what
let
I mean?
out.
And everybody had the beer, but this old guy used to come in, I think it was Sundays, and he'd be my first fucking customer. And he'd get a newspaper, and he'd do the little free coffee out that canister next to the newspaper rack. You know what I'm saying? He'd
I
do that
remember.
free
Oh, they
little
had
coffee.
free coffee?
Back in the day, Publix, yeah. And you'd have that right next to customer service. He'd get his little styrofoam, little 10-ounce cup of coffee, 8-ounce cup of coffee, and he'd grab a paper, and he'd give me, $2 or whatever, and there would always be change. And I would always, because it's my job, I'd go, here's your change, and I'd go put it in, and he'd always throw it at me. Or throw it at the fucking, he'd throw it at the counter, and it would bounce
I'm
and hit
rich.
me. And he's like, I don't want this shit. and it was just like every time he did it, every time he came through my line, I was just like, here it goes. Here's your change, sir. Wow, don't give me that shit. And I was just like,
little kid, I'm rich.
what the
I
fuck,
don't need
dude?
that.
Yeah. So that was always fun. Worst job ever was when I
And
first
then he would go out to the scale and weigh himself on the way home.
and do his blood pressure thing by the little, you know what I mean, the little free blood pressure thing. Oh, it's really high. I shouldn't have yelled at that little kid with the spiky hair.
Yeah,
the
damn
little
it.
kid with the spiky hair.
That's
didn't do
okay. I'll be
anything wrong.
here next week.
Oh my god! I used to have to wear a little fucking white button-up shirt. This is what you had to wear: white button-up shirt with a blue tie.
And the
I had clip-ons. I mean, I had clip-ons.
gray or green vest.
No,
they have vests.
you didn't
or
have to
no?
do that if you were just a clerk. But anyway, yeah. So worst job would be when I first moved to Orlando. I didn't know what I wanted to do out there. Obviously,
I know what you wanted to do. You guys wanted to play Universal Studios on that stage.
That's right.
City Walk.
That's what we wanted to do. But we had, I had enough money saved up to pay like 2 months rent, I think, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna hang out and try to figure out what I'm gonna do. And the first job I got, I answered it in like it was like on Craigslist or in like the newspaper, one of the two.
The art.
And it was selling artwork,
Selling ass.
framed artwork, out of the back of my van. 'Cause
He's
I had
what? He's doing what?
I had a van, and so it was par for the course. I found an ad, and they were really cool guys, but they felt like a cult. And the leader was like this surfer dude with blonde hair that had to have been like 45, but trying to act like he was 25. And there was a bunch of like minions, and it was like a pyramid scheme. That's basically what it was. This supplier bought framed artwork that was just not copyrighted for like. Picture like when you go into a dentist's office or a doctor's office, and in St. Pete, Tampa area, you're going to see like random, just kind of pale artwork of like palm trees and shit like that. Well, they don't necessarily go online and buy those sometimes. Sometimes people come around and they solicit. You're basically a solicitor, and you're trying to sell shit out of the back of your van. And
Door-to-door salesman.
You walk into an office, and they literally, when I was training with the guys, 2 different guys had me on training. I'd walk in and they'd be like, nope, get out, no soliciting, because he'd have 2 big framed 8x10s in his hand. And they're like, nope, get out, no soliciting, like dogs. And then we'd walk back out, but some people a little more receptive. And then I go out on my own. And they're like,
I think you're ready for your own route.
I have like 4 different Nemo
So
prints.
you've been kicked out of 10 different places, so you know how to handle yourself at this point.
Oh,
Right?
it was funny
Objection.
too, because one of
Yeah.
the guys I was with, like, I smoked cigarettes and he smoked cigarettes, and he's like, yeah, we're never going to be in any place long enough to put out a cigarette. And he would put his cigarette on the top of his tire whenever we get out. So I started putting it on the top of my on the passenger side of his tire.
Never be in there long enough.
Because literally
They're gonna throw us right
we
out.
come walking back, and if
Love
we
that
got a sale,
attitude.
then who cared about the burnt cigarette that didn't get smoked? But
you just exploded your
and
whole car.
So many times I'd be halfway through that cigarette when we came back out and be like, yep, there it is, still burning. All right, let's go.
They're like, do you know anything about art history?
yeah, so it
No.
was weird.
Well,
It was weird. So when they
neither
put
do
me
we.
out on my own, I'm riding around in my van and I have like 3 Monets, 3 Picassos, 3 Finding Nemo prints, and something else. I go to brake real hard one time, and like 2 of them flipped over and the glass cracks on the front of the fucking framed art. And I'm like, well, fuck, I got to pay
You're
for that.
paying for that check.
And that's the thing, is like my inventory, it's like selling candy bars as a child. In my inventory, I'm responsible for.
and you don't have any people signed
and
signatures.
I gotta meet a quota. But like every time we go hang out, dude, I'm like 18, 19 years old, and I don't know the name of the company, so I can't. But the first week I was there, we had a staff luncheon that he paid for, and we all went to Perkins. So I'm like, I'm only a week
That's
in,
definitely
and
a
we go
pyramid
at
scheme.
Perkins, and I'm like, should I just order the chicken tenders? I don't want to cost too much money. Like, I'll just order the chicken tenders. And we're all, and he's laughing it up. He kind of reminds me of like John Early a little bit, and he's like, but he's surfer dude type, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going? And this is off of Orange Blossom Trail in Orlando. It's
Wolf
just-
of Wall Street.
We had
Art.
like, and our office was like,
How many guys were at the luncheon?
So there was probably about like 10 people on our team, including me. Like I was the new guy. And then there was like our father. Like no, we didn't call him that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, but he was the guy like running the operation.
He got the tab.
And everyone, every day we had like the TMZ
I
side.
think it was called Art Intelligence.
Every day we had like a TMZ style meeting where like he would be up at the front of like a classroom and we'd all literally be sitting at desks and be like, all right, Thomas, what'd you sell yesterday? I sold this much. And then I can't. So I was like, I don't know how to do any of this. And I'm not like, I don't want to be soliciting on places that say no soliciting and just to get yelled at. So I start just regressing back to the house every shift and smoking weed and getting really high and listening to radio, which inspired me to do a podcast eventually. And then I would just like buy 2 pieces every week. Like I would just buy 2 pieces off
I
myself.
sold 2 yesterday to me.
Well, the first 2
So
were
how many
the,
pictures
This
you
is like
got?
Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
the first 2
episode,
the
bro.
first 2 were cracked glass that I had to buy. And then from there I was like, well,
May I ask you
'cause that's-
how
I think
much
that's what's-
you...
Do you
I think
like
that's
art?
what
Yeah,
started
I've got
it.
a Monet. I've got a Picasso.
I think that's what started it was because
The glass
I
is
cracked
broke.
the glass and I was like, what do I do? And he's like, you have to pay for those. And I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, but that counts as 2 sales. And I was like, oh, okay. So if I just give my own money.
I went over to Jeremy's house. He has a lot of art actually.
I have no framed artwork except for
My
shit.
my son has like framed artwork throughout his
Oh my,
house.
yeah. So basically that is my whole story about
Job.
the worst job. And you know what I did to get out of it? Because
Couple
they were
Monets,
so like
couple Picassos.
well, they were so weird. They were so weird about like, you know, I mean, they were so like culty and
Oh,
family.
this is hilarious.
And he gave me beer. Like
This should
guy,
be a movie.
This guy knew I was 18 and he drank Kirin Ichiban. And after a day, like the end meeting of a day when we'd all come back to the office, he
So
fucking
that's
gave
what
me
happened.
Kirin Ichiban, a couple of those. So, you know, it was just fucking weird. And I quit when I quit because I was like, this is not going to get me any money because I have to be an aggressive door-to-door salesman to make any money here. And then I eventually worked at Chipotle right after that. But
a good liar.
But the point is, I quit that job, and what I did is I said I was moving back to St. Pete, and I was gonna just go work back at the place I'd worked at, and then I just cut
And the
ties.
dudes are like far out.
Far out,
Say
dude.
la vie.
We'll see you, dude. And yeah, that was the coolest part of that job.
That's
Have a great life,
Always
man.
Sunny episode though.
No, yeah, wait, there was one, yeah, there was another part of that I was like, fuck, this was the.
So how many did you actually sell? Do you remember?
I
anybody?
don't remember.
Not
did?
one.
I did go into an Army Navy recruiting office in a strip mall.
With the Finding Nemos,
And there
or
was
the
2
Monets?
guys in uniform in there, and they were probably like in their early 20s. They were maybe 3-4 years older than me, and they were sitting at the desks. And they got up, and it said no soliciting on the outside of their building, but they were probably bored
Trying
as
to recruit
shit.
you. Hey, you want to join the Air
They're
Force?
like, "What's up, man? What are you up here for?" And I'm
No,
like,
but my brother will join
and they
the Navy
talked to me.
later.
No, they picked my brain, Dad. They really did. They're like, why'd you move here? Where'd you move from? How long you been here? And I'm like, this long. And they're like, that's awesome, man. And I was like, yeah, no. Yeah. And they're like, you want to? I was like, no.
Sign
no,
right
not.
here.
And they each bought a piece from me. So I remember
Really?
that. Like they probably just felt for me and was like, this poor kid's out of here fucking
Oh yeah,
doing
absolutely.
doing God knows what. Yeah. But yeah, the dude gave me beers. That's for sure. And yeah, it was an okay time. That was my Ryan. So your first job, I thought was Panera Bread, but I might be mistaken. It might have been Publix.
It was Animal House,
Oh,
and that was fun.
with Emily.
Oh, you worked with
Emily got you
Emily?
the job.
Well, it's just kind of crazy because
I remember-
if you
I
think
do
about
remember that
any
now that you
kind
say
of
that.
animal super centers, there's no animals really there anymore, right? There's a reason that the place was wild.
Well, they used to have like they were basically like
I fought beta fish, man, when the carnival came around, dude. I was like, I know what's going to happen. So
Yep.
they used to load up on beta fish because obviously you go to the carnival, it's in town. You win the little fish.
Well,
you
that's
come
when you
home,
sell all
they
the
die,
tanks.
right? They die the first
yeah.
days, so then the kids get upset. They go up to Animal House, they pick out their second fish. So we used to have a shipment of beta fish, and I remember the first time I discovered they hated each other.
Yeah, but
man.
they always have goldfish at those things.
Yeah, they used to clean out some algae.
Yeah, but
You had to
beta
clean
fish
out some
fight
shit.
each other to the
Beta
death.
fish absolutely fight each other because
death.
yeah,
To the death.
They used to have them pre-packaged in like little bowls, right?
Yeah,
either,
but you win at the carnivals. You win goldfish.
you'd
do.
win beta
You
fish
do.
too.
Oh, really?
Sometimes.
yeah, I mean, and
Clownfish sometimes,
yeah.
rainbow fish,
that was pretty good.
fish
I saw
spread,
a kid
fish stew.
get his ass snapped up by a snake one
Smokefish.
time. Just whop. just got him. That was cool. It was like little Thurman
Wait,
Merman.
why was the snake out of the tank?
He wasn't out of the tank. The kid came in and he was petting dogs, and there's scent on dogs, and there's a reason why there's a
scent.
sanitizer
There is a scent.
little box when you're exiting the dog room, because you need to go ahead and
snake
desensitize yourself. And this
'Cause
dude
otherwise-
went right from the petting dogs
Right
to
from
the
petting dogs
reptile zone,
to the
and he's
reptile.
like,
He got bit by a copperhead.
yeah, he's like, I see that snake over there. And the kid brings it out. He's like, what? And he's like running around now with his hand up. All you see is his little hand, probably 3 feet high, blood. He just,
I got bit by a
everyone's
snake.
like, what the
Now,
fuck?
how old were you when you took that job?
16.
16.
Yeah,
okay.
I was 16.
Hey, we got a snake bite kid back over here.
Yeah, you used to have to kill rats.
Worst job, Ryan.
Kill rats.
Kill rats for snakes and stuff. Worst
Oh.
job was,
Well, that's food.
I
That's
mean,
feeding.
could you guess?
I could guess your worst job would probably be just, anything that wasn't in the restaurant business. Really.
It was a job in finance. Well,
Yeah.
it was a job at a certain company in finance.
Well,
Oh,
it's not.
over in
It's not
Tampa?
that the
Yeah.
job itself.
No, it was.
Cut those names out.
No, I can.
No,
No.
we can say Ryan worked for finance, and
Yeah, and we'll
just
cut it.
just the
He
thought
knows
of
how to cut it.
just the thought of working for finance.
Yeah, it was
Just
a
the thought of
finance
working
job.
just the thought of working for finance just makes me. I mean, your hair got grayer.
Well, so here's the coolest part about it, and this is what I learned, I think, in the 5 years that I was there, is that, like, everybody, I mean, look, you see it in the movies. The guys go up to the bar, I'm in finance. They get the girl like that, right? So there's a sex appeal to that. The money, there's a sex appeal to, of course.
Well, I definitely remember the
There's-
multitude of models, hot models you were parading around on
Yes.
both arms for
like,
several years there.
But
Yeah.
it's like, but then
I
there's
remember
also...
the time you and Richard Gere had that pool party together.
But it's
and you
also
were
like an
bringing on-
aberration that, like, a lot of people, like, if we look at the country, don't understand. That's why you have an advisor. And there's a part of that I was reading, which is so beautiful, of a book, and it's like, say you were to sell your company, you don't know what to do with the money, so
Right.
you go to an advisor. The advisor doesn't know exactly what to do with it, so they invest it in an institution. The institution doesn't know what to do with it, or else they would put it all in 100% one stock, but instead they spread it out the risk, so they don't know what to do with it. And that's the corporations,
And
so
so
it's
on,
just
and so on, and
this-
so on.
Oh, it's a multi-level marketing.
it's just a racket.
Scheme.
It's not a racket, of course, but
Yeah, so you're glad to
when
be,
you feel like you don't mean much in society because you're part of the wheel and you're a clog, it's not fun anymore.
it's a
Let's
cog,
just-
not a clog, but yes,
I
yeah.
felt like a clog and a cog.
you felt like
And
the clogged cog.
In finance, I'm sure that's not the situation that you're explaining throughout the industry, because there are probably some
There's
guys.
small shops that are fun.
well,
There are
there's
big
some
shops.
probably some guys that are really, really good at what they do and understand and can make a lot of money. Large corporations like you guys and Raymond James and everything. I mean, they're
Can't
trying
say-
to be
can't
safe
say that.
for your customers
Oh,
and not
they're-
lose
yeah,
their
they're-
money
yeah,
and
exactly.
grow their money,
But-
to a degree.
You also, then the thing that drove me away was someone was carrying out a message from someone else's message to someone else's message, and that would change every 6 months. So now they have to come back down and they have to say that what you're doing is something different, and you're like, what am I creating? What am I doing? And at the end of the day, I'm getting stressed out when all I have to do is shut this laptop down. Like that just made me look a little bit different about what we're doing and all this stuff.
All this
Shit.
Well, thank
All
you
this
so much,
stuff.
Ryan, for that.
Sorry for
detailed-
bringing all you guys down in finance.
No, I mean, you
I see the people coming to work and
you
they're
got to
like,
do what makes you happy.
So young.
And even if it doesn't make you completely happy, you got to do what doesn't piss you off and what doesn't stress you out and what,
What doesn't
make
piss
your
me off is when Mom sends me a
what
picture
doesn't make your hair go
on the
gray.
phone of our John Hancock account, and it's like, oh, cool.
Right on, exactly.
Why
yeah.
not?
So it's all about balance, man. You got to find
It is
that
balance.
That's
yeah.
why
it's
like
about trying stuff out and
well, you know me. I've always been like on that
Looking
free
back.
spirit, my own drum path, and I'll look back and go like I had fun. Like I didn't have to suffer at all. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
that's the biggest thing. It's
Like,
like, why suffer?
I grind. I make money. I'm very frugal. I'm good with my money.
Here's
like,
the whole thing about first job and worst job. It's a choice we all make.
Yep. Yep. No one made you.
Nobody
no,
put a gun to your head and said you got to work here.
Yep.
And it's a choice that you can make to get out of it. A lot of people understand
it's
that.
America. You can choose to work there, and you can choose to quit.
Yeah.
And if you're a decent person,
Give them 2
you'll
weeks
give them
notice.
2 weeks notice.
That's
at
right.
minimum.
Way
A
to
lot of
wrap that
people-
up, Mike.
a
Way to
lot-
wrap that
yeah.
up.
I mean, for Alro and Northwestern, it was 6 months.
Yeah. But yeah, that's true. Well, way to wrap that segment up, man. That is our first and worst jobs, guys.
Tie it up with a
We
bow.
do have one last segment coming up, and we're going to do Guess That Business. Ryan's got something in the cannon for us, so we don't know what that is, but we'll figure it out. We're going to figure it. Hopefully, we'll figure it out.
We're going to
And,
guess that business.
Hopefully, you'll be back here to listen to the final segment of They Call Us the Breeze, episode 103, our 2-year anniversary, guys. Thank you
Stay
so
tuned in.
much.
Stay tuned in.
We'll see you. Bye-bye.
We're having fun. We hope you are too.
Boom. Well, hey guys, welcome back once again for the final part of episode 103 of They Call Us the Breeze. That is Bravo, Romeo, Echo, Sierra, live here from the Tiger Cage. Live every Thursday, actually, around 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, give or take 5-10 minutes, you never know. But yeah, check us out. Make sure you go to YouTube and subscribe to Tiger Cage Media, the channel, and ring that little bell so you get those notifications.
Ding, 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 ding,
But
ding,
yeah,
ding.
just chilling on here. And then, like I said, if you can't get us Thursday, if you're slaving away and you have no way to listen to us live, make sure you go every Monday. Wherever you get your podcast drip, and for every one of you out there that's listening, there's 1,000 of you that aren't. So
Soliciting?
your friends. We're not going to go back to the soliciting. That's all we talked about on the
I
fucking
don't
break.
need no
on the
art.
break,
I've told you 3 times I want no
We just
art.
talked about the art job the entire time we were.
I
on
mean,
the
it's like
break.
an Ocean's 14 movie waiting to happen. Anyways,
yeah, for sure.
Also,
Can
I get an intro music for this segment?
No, yeah, 'cause
Maybe
you got-
just Trump clips
Well,
talking
no,
about business.
I already got your business, Guess That Business intro from back in the day, man. It's already loaded up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, can I get a new one of just Donald Trump talking about business?
If you want to get your ass on,
I'll
know,
send you some clips.
I ain't editing it. That's what I'm saying. You got to do it yourself. Pick the music, homeboy. Get on GarageBand on your
Oh,
phone.
you're talking about your walk-on
Ted's
music
wife
like
looks
you're
like a
going.
dog.
Yeah, he wants me to change his fuck. I worked hard on his original walk-on music, which we're gonna play right now. It's time for Guess That Business featuring Ryan.
What business are you in, man?
It's none of your business.
Business ethics.
That's none of your damn business, and I'll thank you to stay out of my personal affairs.
That's right. And that features a song from I Hate Scranton that we both played. So but if you feel free, big dick, get out here and do your shit. You
Well,
know?
no, I confused the actually intro to the. Anyways,
Either way, either way.
Either way.
All right, Guess That Business. Okay. All right. So Ryan's gonna have a business for us here. He's gonna give us clues along the way if we need them. He's gonna judge, how much help we need as we go along. But
and I'm gonna have some fun with you guys too.
I will remind everyone out there in listener land that I did nail one of these as Ben and Jerry's like within the first 10 seconds.
Yeah, and that was no fun for me.
Well, he said Vermont, so I mean, I don't know.
I'm not gonna go state specific that quick yet.
All right, yeah. So let's get it going.
In the late 1990s, Spin Master, a Canadian toy company, launched the company.
Slow it down for me.
So, Spin Master, in the 1990s,
Is that the thing?
which is a Canadian toy company,
Spin Master is the name of a Canadian toy company, and then
and they launched
in
this
the,
product
in the 1990s.
in
They
the
launched.
1990s.
They launched
Probably
this.
that little thing that the kids
Well, that's
play
not a
with.
business. That's a. We're now talking about a toy. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's guess that.
It's like it's a brand. Well, it's a brand of the toy.
Okay,
So
okay.
let me get a little further. All right.
Canada 90s.
They sold over 20 million units by
Probably that thing that the kids spin.
the late.
I don't know what it's called.
Oh, like the fidget spinner.
yeah.
But that was like
way later.
way later.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. No. Okay. Keep going.
But sold over 20 million units by the late 90s. And then I'll give you one more real quick. The company in and of itself, they've spawned a lot of licensing deals, apparel, accessories, video games. So it's a company that also says, I have a product.
So
but
it's a
you can
company
put-
that says they're a product too. The product is the name of the company.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, yeah.
And they have games and
It's a
Nerf.
Okay, not Nerf. We did Nerf. Okay, another hint. It's a shrunken version of something.
Polly Pocket.
No.
Micro Machines.
I don't even know what that is.
No.
Micro Machines is close because you gave.
But
me a
Micro
weird look.
Machines were probably around in like the 70s.
Yeah, well, 80s.
No, Micro Machines were made off of the what were the die-cast cars called? Hot Wheels.
Shrunken version.
Micro Machines were the small, tiny versions.
But even then,
but
The more
okay,
he
so
talks, the more confused I get.
Russian nesting doll.
No. It's shrunken version. Stay with the shrunken version.
And it's the brand is the toy itself.
and they have a lot of licensing, so a lot
And-
of different
and
logos
they're-
on this.
Legos.
No. Shrunken version has to be electronic, or I'm thinking electronic. No, maybe not. But
You guys can ask me
it's not.
questions.
It's not a
like
mechanical toy or anything that kids play with.
What was
Is
the
it for
thing
kids?
possibly
Right?
That,
Does it
For
require
kids?
power or
yeah, I mean,
electronics?
it was
batteries?
no power.
Was it
no
designed for kids?
electronics.
Next.
Yeah, and teachers used to hate it.
Laser point? No, that's a battery operated.
No.
Teachers used to hate it.
Yeah. So, and it's a shrunken version.
Not whoopee cushions.
No.
Like it's more so my growing up, but I'm pretty sure they probably had them.
Tech deck?
Yes, sir.
What? What is
Yep.
that?
The tech, the fingerboards, the skateboards. Your tech.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a mini
That's
version.
literally why I was like, all right, Ryan's generation. Okay. Wow. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Very good, my friend. Very
Well,
good.
Right on, you guys. Anything you guys want to say before we get out of here tonight? Any hellos, any goodbyes, any shout outs, any anything you want to address in the media or we're all flat.
has
We're all
the
flat.
I want to
Powerball
know.
hit yet?
I want to know whose cocaine that was in the West.
Look,
Wing.
man, I went over there last week. I just wanted to try to get a peek.
It was yours.
I tell you what.
Dang
all right,
it.
Yeah, I was gonna. I didn't want to get into this earlier, but I
with
lost,
all
I
the
lost.
cameras in the West Wing and the
know
White
there's
House,
not a
you'd
McDonald's
think that they
in the
would
White
know.
House.
Well, there's
Jeremy.
Mike. The cameras weren't there. They weren't there. They don't.
Oh, they were down for maintenance.
No,
probably.
they never had cameras until Trump was there, and then they put the cameras up, and then when Trump left, they took them back down. They don't need them there.
Not with not with
Not
Biden
at all.
and Hunter there.
Are you kidding me? No, it has nothing to do with cameras. The bag had no fingerprints on it. There's no way to trace that bag. That was my bag. Okay, I'm gonna take the fall for that bag. I'll probably be shot tomorrow on my way out the house for work. But I mean,
can think of 2 or 3 people ought to be
Well,
shot
I'm not
over this
closing for
already.
you, bruh.
I'm just saying, don't jump to conclusions because that was my bag. Okay. This
Hey,
one
that's
book
my-
signed by autographed by Austin
Sir
Powers.
Austin Powers.
That's definitely
That's
not
my bag,
my
man.
bag, baby. Yeah.
Well, hey man, I
Yeah.
love a little field trip too.
Well, if Ryan, you work tomorrow?
Yeah,
What time?
I'm not closing for you if you get assassinated. I'm just saying. I'm not got something to do.
I'm just saying.
I'm out.
If I don't show up around 4:45 like I usually do,
You're
assassinate.
hanging out. You're hanging out with yourself.
You're
around Tyrone.
you're having another tie bender tonight.
I'm worm food is what I am. Yeah, I might as well hit up the bowling alley one last final time on my way out. You know, that sounds like a good time tonight. Actually, nothing sounds better than just a little bit of meatloaf and just relaxing for a minute. It's been a fucking day, and I'm sure it's been a day for you, Dad. I'm sure it's been a day for you, Ryan. So what do you guys say? Let's get the fuck
see
out of
you
here.
guys next week.
All right, we love you guys so much. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for hanging
Thanks
out.
for watching
Episode
us.
103, our 2-year anniversary.
See
we love you
y'all
guys.
in Savannah.
Good night. We love you. Good night. Bye.